Hi, everyone. Today we're going to do a reading based on the thought that happiness is a journey, not a destination. So, the question we're going to be asking is, what are your next steps on your personal journey to happiness? So, we all have that personal journey that we're on, and we want happiness to be a part of it. So, just tune into each of the stones and see which one resonates with you, if there's one that calls to you more than the others. This is a rose quartz point. This is a moonstone. This is just a raw rose quartz. And this is a red lava rock. These are all from my personal collection. Some of you may not know this about me, but I have this deep affinity for stones of all kinds. So just choose which one resonates most with you, and then there'll be a timestamp for each of them below. And really just meditate on that question, what are my next steps on my personal journey to happiness, as you tune into these stones to be drawn to one of them. And just check the timestamp below for the stone of your choice, and I'll see you in just a minute. Rose quartz pillar or point, whatever you prefer. Let's see what is your main card for your reading. Okay, so the question again is, what are your next steps on your personal journey to happiness? The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So the age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. So what that tells me is that you're really on this search for what is the true north for you. What is your true light? And how do you best embody that, whether it's a higher power or a belief system, or just really letting your soul and your light shine through. And some of us believe that we come back for many lifetimes. I believe that. But certainly you've been training for this for your whole lifetime, to really give yourself over to that light. Let's pull some tarot and just see what are those next steps for you on this journey of happiness. Seems like the age of light is what is going to make you really resonate and feel lit up in all those chakras, pointing you directly towards your true north. Excuse me. Let's just give a couple more shuffles here. Get some tarot to really just look into what are those next steps for you. Okay, just gonna do two here. Okay. The Chariot, Metatron. So this is a major life movement for you. The card says an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. So I do believe that this self-discipline and willpower is a part of what you need for your journey. As you may or may not know, this is the Chariot, so this is a vehicle of journey. And Metatron is an archangel that can help us with our timelines and with our journeys. If you can tune into him if you'd like for guidance on this. How are you getting to that space of your own age of light? So what are these next steps? I think really it's important for you to have that discipline and that willpower to practice whatever it is your chosen discipline is. Okay, let's see. 9 of Water, your wish come true. Concerns fade away, a life of love. So this in Angel Tarot is known as the wish comes true card. So I mean, I really feel like this indicates that all you need to do is just have that discipline and willpower to continue to move yourself forward. These horses do indicate a level of balance. So we want to be balancing the spiritual and the worldly, the light and the dark, our ego self and our true soul self. These are some things that we need to have self-discipline to really manage as we go along this journey. But ultimately it does seem like, you can have that life of love if you really just turn yourself over to that light force that's within you. It's really beautiful guidance, actually, even just this far. I'm going to pull another card for some more clarification for you. But it really feels like, this practice has been within you. It doesn't mean it's always been at the forefront of your existence. Maybe it's been dormant, or maybe it's been something you've put off or, come and go from. Some of us that are on a spiritual journey, we do some of our work and then we drift for a while and have some life experience, and then come deeper and deeper into our work. So that might be part of what's happened for you over this lifetime. But now it feels like you're ready to really refocus onto that, that spiritual journey, that finding the light and what is your true north. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Competition. I like this one. Summon courage and self-confidence. So it does feel like you'll be challenged. And I mean, whether that is balancing an inner challenge of what you know is right versus what you know is easy, for example, or whether it's an internal challenge of, really sticking to that self-discipline and willpower versus, slacking off, I guess is the way to say it. Let's see if I can light those a little better for you. Okay. Or whether this competition or challenge comes from outside of yourself. Maybe people that you've known in your life, some might not be comfortable with this new version of you or with you fully expressing your light within, and some may. So some friends or loved ones may fall away and take space from you if they don't resonate with your journey. So you've got to really sit with that and have confidence and have that deep inner courage to keep moving forward. But it feels to me like if you can honor this true north for you, and like I said, it might be, that true career that you really feel such a pull to, but, doesn't gain approval from your family, for example. Or it could be that you're supposed to be in this spiritual practice. Some of you who are watching may be mediums, and maybe that you're supposed to really, your true north, your heart's calling is to really find your expression of that mediumship. But it might not be acceptable to everybody. But it feels like if you give yourself over and have the discipline and the willpower to follow that call, and there's an important achievement that may be made. Maybe there's a class you need to take, or maybe there's a certificate you need to hold to move forward. And that's going to take some self-discipline and some willpower to, attend those classes over that time period, or finish that certificate program so you can really move forward with this. But having that self-discipline and really giving yourself over to that light force within you, all your wishes can come true. What does that mean? Your life's going to be perfect? No, we're here to learn and have experiences, some great and some in contrast to that. But if we had inner peace, or if we knew we were truly loved, or if we could give ourselves over to this light force that pulls us as our true north, I think overall it is a happy existence given that. And if we can do that, I'm going to pull just another card for you here. So let's see. I mean, I wouldn't shy away from competition. I wouldn't be terribly, terrified. I wouldn't shy away if someone challenges you, or maybe you even feel competition within yourself. But it just gives you more opportunity to summon that courage, that deep courage that it takes to continue along this path of following your true north, your true calling. I can't tell you how many clients over the years I've had said, my parents really wanted me to go into the medical field, but I chose, design, or I chose nursing, or no, nursing is medical, but you get what I'm saying. It doesn't always mean following the path that maybe others have. This card really wants to come out. Others have set out for you to follow. It means following that true calling of your own heart and what your own soul calls to you as truth. Okay, laughter. Yeah, I like this card. Can you laugh in the face of competition? If you're feeling that just uncomfortable form of competition, can you find amusement? Can you find that happiness? Because really, when you're in that space of following your true north, there should be amusement and there should be happiness. And that is part of what is this life comes true, or wish comes true, great life. That's all part of it. And then what is this? Catch your breath. Okay. So there's a little guidance in there and gentle warning about making sure you're taking time to catch your breath, check in with yourself, make sure you're facing your true north. Where are you on that spectrum of willpower and avoidance? Because we all tend to avoid things we know are good for us sometimes. It's just a human trait. But really, for you to move forward with those next steps, and this is definite travel, this is definite, it doesn't mean physical travel necessarily, but travel along your timeline, your journey. Because we are talking about a journey here. And no, happiness is not a destination, but it's definitely something that we can experience along our journey as part of it. So what are your next steps? I would say just really tune into that, like I keep saying, that true north, that true soul's calling that you have, that light within you, that intuition, inner guidance. Really stay tuned into that and have some self-discipline. Some of that self-discipline may mean making time and space to tune in regularly. Some of it may mean following through with that guidance. It's not always really easy guidance. It's not always, take a walk in the park. Sometimes there are some real action steps that we're guided to take. Maybe it's a class or a certification. Maybe we need to do some digging and see which certificate really will resonate the most with whatever this true north is. And then have the staying power to follow that through. Even if you feel challenged, have that staying power. Do take time to catch your breath, but also take time to laugh. And that's part of this balance, this balance that we see, balancing that fun and laughter and amusement with taking time to catch our breath, taking moments to focus, recentering. And that's how we can make our wishes come true, our dreams of a life of love and fulfillment, where we can experience those deep emotions, both positive and in contrast to that. So I really feel for you, Rose Quartz Crystal Point, that the next steps for you are beginning with just getting very tuned into that light, pointing towards your true north, your higher power, your divine self, and then follow that guidance like we talked about, and just let it inspire you, let it make you laugh, let it encourage you to catch your breath, but tune into that higher self and have the staying power and the willpower and the fortitude to follow that dream through and to follow those next steps as they're given to you. That's your reading for today, Crystal Point. Hi, Moonstone. This little Moonstone is having such a hard time standing up and being seen, so I just oriented it that way, but it really is a beautiful stone. So let's see what your first guidance card is here on your next steps towards your journey. Okay, birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Man, don't we need that right now? So really for you, some of this is about the things that you're dreaming about creating now and birthing a new age for yourself. What does that mean? Creating an entirely new way that your life and your world looks. I'm going to pull some tarot to get some clarification on that. But this is for me, an indication of, have no fear. Your next steps on your journey are creating the life you've always dreamed of, and some of it is dreaming that up. Maybe consider doing a vision board or some journaling about what you'd like your life going forward to look like. Let me just give a couple more shuffles here just to make sure we got a really good shuffle, and then we'll pull a couple of these angel tarot cards and just see what else we can know about your next steps for your journey to happiness. We talk about happiness is not a destination. This life really is about a journey. But can we have some happiness in our journey? Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, this is the exact same card that Rose Quartz Point got. This is funny. This rarely happens. The Chariot, Metatron, who is an amazing archangel, important achievements, self-discipline, willpower, public recognition. So just some of it for your next steps is really just about having that self-discipline to move yourself forward into this new age. Maybe you're having some resistance to the changes that are going on. How do you embrace this and get it together and make some choices for what this next part's going to look like? Okay, let's see. Ooh, life experience. Archangel Shamuel, who I love as well. Significant life event, powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. Okay. So in traditional tarot, this is the Tower card for those of you who know traditional tarot. This card usually indicates that there's going to be a major life event. Depending on your perspective, it could be a positive event, or it could be, what we would consider a negative event. That's a judgment, obviously. So, some events we identify as more positive or negative, but it's a very significant event that's going to bring some powerful revelations. Now, maybe for some of you, this is representative of what is going on in the world. Maybe just this time that we're in is a significant life event, because I think it is for all of us. So maybe it's referring to just that for some of you. For others, it may be a completely separate event. But either way, we're being called, those of us who chose Moonstone, being called to birth a new age, give birth to a new version of life. What does this look like going forward for you? So let's just get some clarification. I think I'm going to pull one of these for you. Let's just get some more guidance. It feels like I said, either it's, the thing that's going on for all of us in the world with the way things are going to be looking new, or, during this time, you may have experienced a completely different type of significant life event. There are people who have had babies, and people who have lost family members, and people who have, made choices about relationships or careers, or people have lost jobs. That's a big life event. It's an ending of a way, but a making a way for a new beginning, which most big events do give us a fork in the road, if you will, a birthing of a new age. So whatever this significant life event is for you, as you identify it, it's happening, and you've got some choices to make now. Let me just give one more shuffle here, and we'll see what else we can know about your personal next steps to happiness. Actually, I'm going to take this one as well. Okay, so let's see here. Maintain your childlike spirit. So don't get all in a panic, is what it's saying. Yes, this big thing happened, and it's huge. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But how can we still maintain that childlike spirit of wonder and creation, and of the world is full of possibilities? Because sometimes when we're having a major life event, like loss of a job or career, for example, there's two sides of that coin. On one side, yes, that could be considered very traumatic to some people. But for others, if we can maintain that childlike spirit, we can see it as a world of possibility, a way to create something new or create a new life path. Of course, sometimes there's time to mourn in there, depending on the emotions that rise up. But look at those emotions. Have the self-discipline to look at them from an objective perspective here. Here it's very black and white. There are very black and white sides to that coin, like we just talked about. And can you balance those? Can you see the side that is, oh, wow, things are really going to change from here? I have some feelings about that, with that side that says, hey, this could be an opportunity for something completely new that I could dream up, a new world, a new life experience. What does that look like? So having some balance there with the way our perspective is on these things. Inner truths. For me, this indicates, you know, with the way this reading's been going, that it's an opportunity for you to get real with yourself here. I'll just get a little tray for this card. You know, looking at those inner truths from a real perspective, not sugarcoating things for yourself anymore, having that, this doesn't all really fit. All right, let's do the best I can. Okay, having that self-discipline that's called for to also really take some time to look at these inner truths. These are, you know, sometimes darker sides of the coin. Sometimes they're the less fun emotions, but true nonetheless, and can really shape what we want. You know, I don't know if all of you follow Abraham Hicks. Esther is an amazing channel. And one of the things she talks about in her work is contrast. Something doesn't have to be viewed as a negative experience. It can just be in contrast to what we would like to create going forward. So, you know, rather than viewing something as really negative, can we see it as, okay, that happened. That's what I don't want or don't enjoy. Now let me make a new creation. Let me move my energy towards what I do like, or what I do want to see, or what I do want to happen. So your next steps for your journey to happiness are really just taking stock of this big event that's going on, or another big event that's happened for you, maybe as a result, or maybe just during this time period, and balancing the sides of the way we look at it, not slipping into a depression, but trying to maintain some of that childlike spirit, but also facing some of those inner truths that will rise up if we give some space and allow, and really tune in with ourselves and allow for those, like this is saying, those profound revelations, those inner truths. You know, maybe you can finally be honest with yourself and say, you know what, I didn't like that job anyway. That's the job my parents chose for me, or that's, you know, I'm ready to move in a new direction. And what do my dreams say? What is my heart wanting me to birth? What creative solution can I birth in my life? But just be really honest with yourself. Doesn't mean you have to share it with other people. Get really honest and real with yourself. For me, that is your next step for your journey to happiness. So thank you, Moonstone. That's a lot to process, but you have this amazing opportunity to birth a new life for yourself, a new vision, a new goal, and a new age for your own self based on your own dreams and those inner truths that you can reveal to yourself. So thanks for letting me look in your space. That's your reading for today, Moonstone. Hi, Raw Rose Quartz. You are one of my favorite stones. As you can see, I have, you know, a good bit of my own collection of raw rose quartz. It's a beautiful stone. So let's see what your initial guidance is for your next steps on your journey towards happiness. Get grounded. This speaks specifically to empaths, highly sensitives, and those who connect deeply with nature, which is all of us. Just some of us haven't become ready to identify it yet, but get grounded. Okay, so that's amazing guidance. So your next step, really, that's a concrete step for your journey towards happiness, is get grounded. Maybe you're strongly feeling the energy of what's going on in the world, or the emotions of those around you. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with having that compassion for other people and what they're going through. And maybe you're going through quite a bit on your own. Getting grounded will really help to clear some of that out. I do offer grounding meditation on YouTube, as well as my website. If you want to check it out, it's free. And that is a grounding exercise that you can do that will really help you just to get grounded. But let's see if there's some more guidance here. Just give me a second. I'm going to give a couple more shuffles, make sure we've got a truly good mix here on the cards, just to get this guidance for you. You know, there's a time to have our head in the clouds for sure, but there's also a time we need to be grounded. So let's see, one more, and then I'm gonna pull. All right. Tarot here to get some more guidance for you on this. Okay. 8 of Fire, events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. Oddly, even though some of the world is moving very slow, I think for some of us that are sensitive and, empathic of nature, some of these events are moving really fast for some of us. Even though there are a lot of delays, other things are moving quickly, and there are a lot of things going on at once, a lot of energy moving around at once, some of it seen and some of it unseen. So that is that energy and that chaos that you're picking up on. That's part of the reason we got to get you grounded. Just so many things going on at once, and it's kind of lighting us up, if you will. So let's see what this, renewal. Review and evaluate, favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. Okay, Archangel Jeremiah. This is a beautiful card. So this is a clear indicator for me of what this getting grounded will do for you. It gives you this renewal. It gives you a fresh perspective. It gives you the ability to pause, regroup, get tuned in, and then move in a new direction and become renewed. If you notice, this family is standing on the shore, and it appears that they've just come through this storm. They've weathered this storm, and now they're standing on the shore receiving a blessing. And their feet are firmly on the ground. So it's just another validation of this getting grounded. Let's pull some more cards and get some more clarification. For me, it's a very literal get grounded, meaning find some sort of practice for you that works. For some of you, maybe it's yoga or the meditation, like I mentioned. For some people, maybe it's just taking time to be mindful and be in the present moment and really be focused on the task at hand. And that can be done, really anytime. You can take a walk and practice mindfulness, not letting your mind wander. You can do it while you're washing the dishes even, and just really be in that moment, feeling the water on your hands, feeling the soap, feeling the temperature of the water, feeling that you're doing positive work of cleaning the dishes and caring for yourself or your loved ones. There's a lot of ways to get grounded. It's a very clear encouragement to actually be physically doing that practice. Let's see what else we can know here. Okay. Go here first. Love matters. That's really beautiful. So to me, this is just acknowledging that, yes, we want you to get really grounded. We don't want you to close off and tune out all of your emotions. This energy of love matters. And rose quartz really is one of the representative energies of that love. Rose quartz is used in a lot of work for that pure, unconditional love and support. And that does matter now more than ever. So it's not a turn off those sensitivities and, be aware of your own emotions and not others. It's just knowing that separation, being grounded so that your mind's not crazy racing all over the place with stress and anxiety, so that you can be a clear channel for love, both love for yourself and love for the outer world at large. So don't turn off. Is just a little acknowledgement there. Do get grounded and be able to know, okay, these are my emotions, this is how I feel, versus, oh, this is static from the outside, what I'm picking up from what I feel in my home, in my family, in my community, whatever it may be. But don't lose that connection to love, because you're not just connecting when we're grounding, not just to the earth, but connecting to a higher power as well. Okay. And then trust your own understanding. Yeah. This is beautiful. So you may have a different perspective than others around you, and that's okay. When you are doing this grounding process and then opening your heart, trust your own intuition and your own understanding. It may look a little different than the way others perceive or express, and that's okay. You have your own guidance and your own information. As long as you're tuning in and becoming aware of what is yours, what's your guidance, what's your information, and what is that ego voice or that external chatter. Trust your own understanding of this. It is time to reevaluate some things. Maybe you're recognizing some static that you didn't recognize before just because of the shift with everything. Maybe you're seeing some sides of things or people that you didn't see before. And there is a lot going on at once. So getting grounded and really tuning in, having a solid foundation, and just getting in touch with your own energy so you know what belongs to you and what is belonging to others. Really take time to review and evaluate that. And then it's time to move in a new direction, whether that means onward and upward, whether that means forward, or to your left or right, depending on your question that you're mainly dealing with. Your real next steps on your journey to happiness is learning how to be grounded, but still open-hearted, and open to your intuition, and then really trusting and relying on your own understanding to get your next steps after that. That it is time to review and evaluate for you and move forward in a positive new direction. Now, what that is based on the guidance that you receive when you're grounded and tuned in and open for this unconditional everlasting love, this collective that we're all a part of when our souls leave the physical body. You can tune into that guidance, that source energy, and get clear understanding. And you have to trust your own understanding. You're a unique individual and you have a unique journey for this lifetime. And your interpretation can be different than someone else's. That's perfectly acceptable. And you should embrace that and really, really learn to tune into that inner guidance, that inner love, and trust it and rely on it. It's faithful and it is pure and it's true as long as it's coming from that pure, everlasting love. And give yourself the permission to really review and evaluate and assess and move forward in whatever new direction that guidance and that love brings you. I really love that for you. So the first thing to do is just figure out a method of grounding that works for you and explore that fully, because there is a lot going on right now, but you do have guidance and understanding. So I hope this has been helpful for you. And this is your reading for today, Raw Rose Quartz. Okay, Red Lava Rock, it is time for your information and knowledge about your next steps on your personal journey to happiness. Trust the niggle. This is funny. This is kind of a British way to say this. What's the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So the first time I saw that card, I thought it was really strange, and I did some research about what that means. It's that little nudging feeling in your tummy or your solar plexus or in your soul, pushing you to do the right thing or the thing that's in your own highest and greatest good. So what this tells me is there's something that you're trying not to see right now. There's something your soul, your inner guidance is nudging you about to make a better choice. And it feels like you're either ignoring it or just needing some confirmation that you're supposed to be listening to it. So really, this is what some people would call a block. I don't really believe in blocks necessarily in that way. It's just, or a blind spot is another word for it. It just means, something that you're avoiding, something that you're trying not to see, whether it's conscious or unconscious. Sometimes we unconsciously hide things from ourselves if they're really deep and we are struggling to deal with them. But it's just that little nudge, that little inkling, that little feeling that you get when you know you're not making the best choice, and you really do know what the best choice is, but it's not the choice your ego voice wants. So really learning to trust that little nudge, that little, hey, better do this, or hey, that's not a good idea. It's that is the niggle. And like I said, that's a very British term, not an American saying. Okay. So let's see what tarot has to say. Eight of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded, learning all that there is to know about a topic, going back to school. So for some of you, your next step on your journey is higher education, and you know it already, and you're getting that nudge or that, hey, you could be finishing those classes right now. You could be, you only have a little bit of work left to do. You could be writing that paper. You could be diving into this new subject that's calling you. You know what it is. It's that little nudge that you just keep shooing away. Okay. Eight of Water. Wow, another eight. Desire to move on, search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So this may be a new direction and an existing ability or skill, or it may be a deepening for some of you. But really, part of this niggle, if you will, that nudging, is your soul saying, hey, it's time to move in a new direction, or it's time to deepen this part, or it's time to find more meaning in this work or this practice. I love that there's two eights. Eights are a really special number. It is a power number. So it is what you're thinking about, you're bringing about. You have time and space right now, and the power really to, oh no, I just dropped so many cards on the floor. So this is what's left of this little deck that I'm going to pull from next. So I do believe in all things being in divine order when I'm reading. So I know that those cards were not supposed to be part of this reading. So anyway, the eights are really a power number, meaning what you're focusing on and working on and trying to bring about right now has a real ability and real power behind it to be manifest into the world. So if it's, like I said, if it's deepening, a practice that you already have, whether it's spiritual or career, or if that's the same thing for some of us, or whether it's, I'm going to get a couple of these now just because they obviously have a lot of energy on them right now. Okay, so let's see. Illusion, embrace the truth. Yeah. So this is exactly what we were talking about here. It's something that maybe you don't want to see, that you're trying to build this illusion of, oh yeah, I'm fine. This, just career, for example, this career is working just fine. It's easy. It's, not very challenging. It's, oh no, I didn't want to go and do my master's on this subject. I don't want to, when really you do want to. You just know it's a lot of work, and you keep getting the nudge, the internal inkling and tingle to, hey, take that class, or hey, study this new branch or this new subject. And you're like, oh no, you're creating this illusion for yourself that no, just, I'm happy, I'm fine, this is easy, I don't want any effort right now. But that little nudging is telling you, there's more fulfillment for you to be had. So embrace that truth. Even if the truth is, hey, I know I need to be taking this class right now or finishing my master's, but I don't really feel like it, but I know I need to. So embrace that truth so it can continue to reveal itself to you. And let's see what this card is. Epiphany. Yep, see clarity. So some of you are resisting a huge epiphany and really trying to hide from yourself and hide from your inner guidance, that intuition, that strong intuitive pull. Some of you are really working hard right now to hide that from yourself, but let yourself have that epiphany. Let yourself see clearly. Let yourself swim towards that light. It's time to move on or move forward, depending how this resonates with you. The next steps for you on your journey to happiness is really just to stop ignoring this little nudging feeling, whatever you're being nudged to do or called to do, or that little inkling within you that's niggling you to move in a direction. Stop ignoring it. You're intentionally pushing it to the side. Sometimes it's not like a huge powerful yell to your soul. Sometimes it's just a gentle prodding. a repetitive thought that comes in. And it usually is already the thing we know we're supposed to be doing. But don't put yourself into this illusion that you're perfectly happy the way things are if you're not. If there's, a higher level that you could be at that might be a new and exciting challenge for you. Um, there could be rewards on the other side of it that you haven't even considered. Uh, this spiritual and emotional growth that you'll receive. Um, it's just time to move this in a new direction or move on. Allow yourself to really delve deep into a topic. And maybe there's some emotional work that you're needing to do or look at that you're just not wanting to. It's sometimes a tough and uncomfortable thing, but when we learn as much as we can about our own emotions, it just opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Um, for me, this really is a powerful time for you right now to be making some positive changes. It doesn't mean you have to start a totally new career, but maybe there's another skill you could add to your tool belt, or an area you could deepen your understanding in. Maybe there are classes for you to take, and maybe it's just research to be done. But you really, in your heart of hearts, do know the truth. It's just that you're trying to ignore it and uh, trying not to listen, really, but let yourself have this epiphany, so that you can have some clarity about really getting behind moving this in a new direction or a deeper direction, because it's time for you to take it to a new level, if you will. And whether that means, like I said, going a completely different direction to the work of your dreams, or and that doesn't mean quit your day job if you still have one. You can learn all there is to know and take classes on the side while you're still, paying the bills, if you will. A lot of us do it that way. But do embrace that nudging inside to take that class that you keep looking at or thinking about, to read that book that may inspire you to who knows what. So the main guidance for you for your next steps to happiness is stop avoiding whatever this is, whatever this little nudging and calling is that you're trying to tuck in the closet and trying to ignore. You've really got to get right with that and spend some time either in meditation or however you allow your epiphanies to come forward, and let yourself have this epiphany of what it is that you actually need to do, what area you need to deepen your education, or search for a more meaningful expression of the work you're doing, or add skills to your tool belt, whatever version of that it is for you. Stop trying to avoid this nudging. This is trying to move you towards happiness, and you're having some resistance. So really take a look at that resistance or whatever. If you're not quite sure what the nudging is, sit with it and really let it come to the forefront for you. But stop avoiding it. That is your next step on your journey to happiness. Thank you so much, Red Lava Rock. That's your reading for today.